How do you do? Thanks, I can't
Really? How very nice. I don't feel good at all again. How could I? I produce musical instruments, which is, I dare say, one of the most difficult and trying professions on earth. To make things worse, the king has forbidden any kind of music. Who needs musical instruments under such conditions? What's your profession, by the way? I guess you're just hanging around all day, aren't you? How very entertaining. I do even have a second profession. I'm an art historian. I'd be busy night and day if there was at least one lonely soul with an interest in the arts. The people here, however, just care about their own problems instead of being happy that there's an excellent art connoisseur in town.
Well, how?
Self-pity is another deplorable state of affairs. People should stop pitying themselves. Everyone's just going on about me, myself, and I. Who listens to other people and their problems? Why isn't anyone helping me, for starters?
I go?
All right, then, you'd better go. I'm not in the mood to listen to your prattling all day long. Goodbye.
A man with an incredibly red face. Looks like he's about to burst. I recommend breathing once in a while. They make musical instruments at this workbench. They use them to torture unmusical schoolchildren. That reminds me of the fact that I'm so bad at math that the abacus ought to fall into pieces as soon as I touch it. Look at that! The abacus really fell to pieces. Now all that's left for me are those stupid wooden pearls. Well, if it isn't the lovely Alex.
Oh, hi, Simon. What are you doing here?
Looking at you, kid.
Hey, you're not the right Simon. You're Simon the imposter, the lippy one.
Exactly, the great savior of mankind who, despite his astoundingly brave deeds, remains modest to the last.
How could I mistake you for the other Simon? You seem so primitive compared to your double. That's the last time you fool me. How did you get out of the dungeon, by the way? Did Abracadabra free you?
I anticipated my acquittal, and by doing so, spared the justice system many millions in compensation.
You fled.
I wouldn't call that expertly executed liberation procedure a flight.
That's against the law.
Calm down. Abracadabra was about to torture me. You expect me to stay in my cell until he comes back to take my brains out?
Well, to be honest, no. I'm glad it's over. Listen, fake Simon, I don't know who you are and where you come from, but I don't want you to be tortured. No one should be. I won't tell Abracadabra that you escaped as long as you promise me you'll do no harm to anyone in town.
Sure, I can promise that. Except for my annoying clone. What's so great about that guy anyway?
Well, he's different. Tidy, kind, and he's no megalomaniac like you.
Okay, he's a loser.
Stop talking like that about my boyfriend.
Your ex-boyfriend, don't you remember? You dumped him. Hey, you explained the situation to him, didn't you?
Kinda. It's none of your business.
Who's that floating scarecrow over there anyway?
How could you forget about that, Simon? This is my grandfather, Calypso.
Of course I remember. That's the guy that got me into trouble in the first adventure.
I hope you don't have any problems with your memory. It's bad enough that my grandpa's already lost his short-term memory.
What do you mean?
Just talk to Calypso and you'll see what I mean.
Can you tell me where my double lives? If I ever want to visit him.
He has his own house. There's loads of space and he has wonderful furniture.
How quickly girls come over all materialistic. So what's his address?
His address? You're not going there to fight him, are you? Over me? That's so romantic. No, I don't want any one of you getting hurt. I won't give it to you.
Calm down, I'm not gonna challenge him to a duel. I couldn't care less that you went out with this loser. Why do you care if I beat up my double? You also gave me a slap.
Simon, that was only an aid to argument.
What? An aid to argument?
Exactly. It helps men to understand the female side of things. Without a little emphasis, you won't get a man's brain to understand the best of arguments.
I have to go. There are a lot of level 7 spells in this book. For example, this, saving and loading. When casting this spell, always ensure there is enough free space available on a hard disk or other suitable media. Also verify that you are adequately dissatisfied with your current status before loading an earlier image of your reality. Weird. There's a flyer. Magic accessories and machines. New stock on offer now. Shipping throughout the kingdom. Terribilix the Dragon. Visit us, right-hand side of the Troll Bridge. Curse-free diamonds guaranteed. No revenge-seeking past owners. Well, that sounds interesting. I'll take it. That old buffer seems familiar somehow, but I forgot who he is. Calypso, hey, how's it going?
I don't know. Good. Maybe.
I'd shake your hand, but I guess I can't since you're a ghost.
Right. Say, boy, can you tell me who that girl standing in my shop is?
She must be a burglar. I think you'd better turn her into a toad.
Excellent idea. I shall enchant this burglar. Oh, how does it work again, this enchanting thing?
What? You forgot how to cast spells? I can't believe it.
Forgot? No, I never forget things. What was it you thought I had forgotten?
Geez, I certainly can't expect any help from Calypso. I'll take the balloon. Maybe Terribilix gravitation converter can be of use. Not very interesting. Hey, I still need wheels for the pizza chef. The snotty little brat has a skateboard.
What's up?
You have a fantastic skateboard.
I know. Just in case you were about to ask, I won't lend it to you. Not over my dead and mummified body.
I see. What do we have? Under certain, rather unproblematic circumstances, you'd consider lending it to me. Your soul's as black as your cap. You'll have to eternally ail in the demonic fields of hell for your sins, you witch! Well, that amount of malice somehow makes me lyrical.
What were you going on about? I wasn't listening just now. Once again.
I just wanted to mention that I can't forgive you for the rabbit story, you snotty little brat.
Oh, great! You want revenge? Looks like I might finally catch my mom's new cane in action.
Wait and see. How come you think I'm a square?
Simon seems to be a synonym of square. Every woman around knows that you file and number all your ancient love letters that nobody apart from you wants to read anyway. I understand that your girlfriend left you for that very reason.
Wouldn't have thought that it got around so quickly.
The anti-patriarchal underground movement has eyes and ears everywhere.
Bye-bye. She's not gonna give me her skateboard out of her own free will, so I guess I'll have to make her. There's that fairy tale with Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf. Hey, and I have a Little Red Riding Hood and a wolf. Maybe I ought to stage that fairy tale so that the wolf eats Little Red Riding Hood and I end up with a skateboard. But how can that be arranged? First I gotta make sure that this capped creature brings the basket to her grandma. Then I gotta go make the wolf go there as well. Yes, that might work.
Ah, look who honors us with his presence. Well then, I've got a basket for our dear grandma. She can't wait to get it.
Oh, that's not possible. I'm sorry, but I can't bring the baskets to to Grandma.
Is that so? And why would that be?
Your daughter said that she'd do it from now on.
Really? Oh, my little Leah is such a nice girl. So responsible and decent. You should follow her example.
Decent? The brat is certainly decently screwed up.
How dare you talk about Leah like that? Buzz off.
Oh, at least I got rid of that job as an errand boy.
You again?
Why don't you play with the killer rabbit? I'm sure you two would get on perfectly.
Oh, but it's so sweet. I want to keep it as a pet, but my mom forbade my dad to build a rabbit hutch.
Ooh, how sweet. I bet it loves you. For breakfast.
No, it also eats idiots like you.
What are you doing here?
I'm just standing around here enjoying the nice weather. Got a problem with that?
You have a basket for Grandma?
Yes, unfortunately. We used to have this stupid servant to do that, but he buzzed off.
So I was just a cheap servant to you? I should have known. I'm leaving, all right.
There you go again. So how should I radically change my life?
You could become a fairy tale wolf and gobble up Little Red Riding Hood.
A fairy tale wolf? That could be something. But gobbling up a whole Little Red Riding Hood? An ancient ancestor paid dearly with his life for doing that, did you know that? Still, he built up a career at the time. First of all, that super fairy tale with the 7 little goats, then the one with Little Red Riding Hood. But then the producers turned him down and hyped up a stupid frog prince instead.
Sure, times were different then, but just imagine what an effect it would have on your self-confidence. You recognize your true calling as a fairy tale wolf, and at the same time, you get over your alcohol addiction. Hollywood would fork out millions for your memoirs.
You mean it's really not so bad? Yeah, could be worth a try. I could just, maybe I really should. All right, what do I do?
You go first. Somewhere on the other side of the troll bridge, there's a little house, well hidden in the middle of the deepest, darkest forest. You can't miss it. If you meet Little Red Riding Hood on the way, say a lovely, biting hello to her from me.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very difficult. I'll just try it. But I'm not signing anything.
Well, he's not exactly the ideal casting for Little Red Riding Hood's man-eater, but unfortunately there aren't too many wolves running around here.
Hello?
Why are you standing around here?
I'm standing here because Grandma won't let me in. She's just not opening up.
You're not supposed to knock and ask her to let you in. You just break into the house and ruthlessly devour her without mercy.
Easier said than done, but I just don't dare to. Although, if she'd just open up.
Aren't you getting a little hungry? How about some grandma with gravy?
Huh? Yes, actually, yes. But it's not that easy to get in there and eat the grandma.
You are a drunken coward. Just get your ass in there now and eat the grandma.
But the grandma's always sending me away. She instantly notices that I'm a wolf.
Well then, just disguise your voice. Exactly. If you don't sound like a dirty, boozy dog, she won't recognize you.
Oh, I can't do that. I am a dirty, boozy dog. And that's a different fairy tale, by the way.
What's wrong with mixing up a few stories? They keep doing that in Hollywood all the time. Just squeak around a bit and try to sound like you have no teeth. Oh, maybe that'll make her think that you're not planning to eat her.
Like this? You think this is enough? This is never going to work.
Wasn't there that story about those 7 little goat kitties? Let's see whether I can get it together. The 7 goat kids are alone at home, and they're supposed to not open the door for anyone, except for the goat mother. The wolf comes along and asks them to let him in, but the goat kids hear his voice and know that it's not their mother. Then the wolf has an idea. He eats chalk to make his voice sound squeaky.
Yeah, that guy knew the score.
He once again goes to the goat house and asks the kids to let him in, but this time with his higher voice. The kids fall for his trickery and open up, and that's how the wolf gets inside the house and eats all the kids. Except for the one young goat who hides in the grandfather clock.
What a beautiful fairy tale. What happened next? Oh, yes. And then he calmly waited for the mother to come home and finally consumed her too?
Well, sort of. I guess the details would be too confusing right now. What about a nice little castration? That would solve your voice problem once and for all.
What? That's completely out of the question.
Come on, don't tell me you still need these things.
What's that got to do with you? And if you don't change the subject right now, I'll go back to town and get myself drunk.
They say chalk helps against rough voices.
Right, like in this fairy tale. Do you have some chalk?
Unfortunately not, and I don't know whether I can find some, but I'll think of something. There are definitely other ways to make your voice sound higher. See you, Wolf! I don't have any chalk, but I have this helium balloon. That'll work just as well. Take a breath and get your work done.
Helium? Cool. Haven't had that before. Is it an upper or a downer?
What? Don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Could it be that alcohol is not the only thing you're hooked on?
Hey, I'm a victim of society. Hand that over. I'm hungry. I prefer some goat kitties, though. Until we can get a hold of them, we'll have to go for that lousy old frump.
Don't worry. I'm sure that as soon as you've eaten the granny, a little brat will wander up with a black cap, and you can devour that.
Oh dear, I hope it's really that easy. I have been warned more than once about this little devil. Could you please check where she's hanging around? Maybe she's cooking up a plan to finish me off.
You are not short on lame excuses when it comes to eating the grandma. All right, I'll go and have a look what this little libber is up to. See you, Wolf. That's a scribbling of the king. Hey, Little Red Riding Hood has disappeared. I hope she's not on her way to the fairy tale wolf. Uh-oh, I fear the worst. That part-time terrorist will finish that wolf off.
Oh, it's you. Quick, hide before she comes back.
What's the matter?
That girl, she was here. She tried to get me out of the way.
No, really? By what means?
With pepper spray.
That's not the way the story goes. In the fairy tale, Little Red Riding Hood felt a bit more comfortable being victimized.
Exactly. That beast called herself Little Red Riding Hood. She appeared to be so small and cute, but then she took that spray and gave me a whole load of it. Then, with an insolent smirk and bared teeth, she went off with her skateboard.
You gotta fight. You're a wolf after all. Fight, fight, fight!
Exactly. Fight, fight, fight. I can be a winner. I can. Oh, no, I can't.
You're really hopeless. You're haunted by delusions. Little Red Riding Hood is just a little girl. True, she might be a bit cheeky.
You think so? Dunno what you saw, but I was facing a beast. Aren't you afraid of Little Red Riding Hood?
Me? Oh, not in the slightest. She's just a cheeky but harmless brat who can be finished off hands down. That goes for me, at least. That is, well...
See, I knew it. How come this problem child can run free through the forest? That girl's a threat for anyone who enters the forest with peaceful intent.
You'd better go home. You're no match for Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, you're right. She's a beast in human form. Hey, wait. Come to think of it, she's just a little girl with pepper spray who can't behave. I'm going to finish her off.
All right, you've come up with fighting spirit at last. Repeat after me. I'm gonna finish off Little Red Riding Hood. I'm gonna finish off Little Red Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood is gonna finish me off. Little Red Riding Hood is gonna finish me off.
Oh, cut it out. Pull yourself together. You're risking a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I just knew it. There's not only Little Red Riding Hood on my list of enemies, there's also this prophecy.
You are driving me around the bend. Well then, I will take care of Little Red Riding Hood if you, in the meantime, look after the grandma.
You'd really do that? You're a real hero.
Hey, I'm Simon. Well then, I'll make sure that Little Red Riding Hood has no pepper spray. Then you, maybe, can manage to finish her off.
Maybe.
I mean easily. I said easily. You're gonna finish her off easily. Main thing is, you don't forget the grandma.